Hey, what's up guys, Zero One, and today I'm going to be reviewing Diablo, starring Scott Eastwood and Danny Glover. This film basically takes place a couple of years after the Civil War. This character named Jackson, played by Scott Eastwood, is going after these bandits that took his wife, and in this process of him trying to get his wife, he bumps into different characters on the way to save the woman that he loves. And he also travels, miles and miles and miles. And this film had some amazing scenery, had some amazing cinematography. I was captivated by this the imagery that came out in the film. I was just kind of like blown away with the scenery. I was like, wow, it's beautiful, it's green, it's alive, it's there. And I was like, man, I was really captivated with that. Also, the cinematography was done very well with being a very low budget, and I think also being an independent film. They got their bang for the buck big time. Another thing that I really loved was just the detailed work on the environment, the detailed work on the clothing that the characters wore, and I was just taken by that. I was like, man, that you really felt when you watch this film that you went back in time to the 1867, 1865, somewhere around that period. You really feel like you've gone back in time in the history of the United States. Another thing that I really loved about this film was just the many different characters that come out in this film. You have Native Americans, you have Chinese, you have Caucasians, you also have Mexicans, and they're not played stereotypically. So that was pretty cool about the production of the film. The negatives that I have, and how can I put this? And I don't want to cut down any film, because anybody when people raise money and they go out there and do a film production and they spend hours and time and everything, and they put their heart on to it, it's very easy to just go out there and bash it and cut it down and just to be critical, because some people just want to be jerks, and other people really don't understand what the process of doing a film it takes on an individual and also on a team. So, but the thing that really kind of hit me was just the message and the script. The script and the message really was lacking, and I felt like if they would have adjusted that, they would have adjusted the script and shown that there's still hope for vets, that they're dealing with this post-traumatic stress disorder. That would have helped out a lot, because one thing that I saw in this film was that there was no hope at all. There was really no hope for the individual that comes from war and he's fighting all these demons. There was literally none of that. Another thing that really kind of irked me was just certain characters were just brought in to get killed. That's it. They're just brought in to get killed. You really don't know anything about them other than they're either from this place or from that place, or they're Native Americans or Chinese or whatever. You really didn't know more about that other than that they just get killed. And I kind of felt like, man, it would have been awesome. And this journey that he takes to find his wife is that he befriends each and every different individual that he bumps into to go save his wife, and they work together, and that would have been an awesome film. But instead we just got people getting killed right and left, and that's it. And I was just like, oh man, it was like that. That's the thing that really kind of irked me. Another thing that really irked me was just when certain scenes where you have family members dying, you have people that you love, and there's that reaction that people have when they find out that their loved ones are killed or shot or murdered right in front of them. It's kind of it's difficult, but you have to have that your acting chops come in to play. Well, there were certain scenes where you have family members dying, you have people that you love that you grew up with, and you don't get that reaction from the actor. You just get like kind of like just a shock, and that's it. But you don't get like, oh man, I'm hurting, and you don't get that. And I'm like, and that's another thing that hurt the film. I think another thing that I was kind of like thrown back was the the love interest. The love interest was kind of like not very well developed. I feel like there was no flashback, or there was, how can I put, there was no build up to the reason why this man is going after to save his wife. There was no flashback to how they met. There was no flashback to, you know, they sharing like a alone time, like in a picnic or anything like that. There's none of that. You don't feel the weight of the relationship. You just see a man trying to survive in the wilderness and trying to get his girl, and that's it, or his woman, excuse me, and that's it. And you're kind of like think to yourself like, come on, man. I mean, at least show us a little bit more of the relationship between the protagonist and his love interest, but we didn't see that. And at the same time, it made me think towards the end, once I start realizing what's going on, you kind of don't care for this woman, the love interest. It's kind of like she was, you know, what she did to her own family was just, you know, being a jerk, and I was kind of like throwing it back. And but when I found out what happened, I just felt like I didn't care about this woman. I was like, man, forget this woman, forget the characters, forget this and that. I just felt like, man, they had so much potential. The characters and everything just had so much potential. The scenery, everything, but just the script was just. I felt like I felt very disappointed. Let's just leave it at that. I just felt very disappointed with this film because, I mean, Scott Eastwood. I mean, I know he's Clint Eastwood's son, and he's trying to do the best he can to kind of not be his father. But this kind of like, you know, his character doing a 180 out of nowhere, and you don't see the growth of his character going from being who he is to towards the end. You don't see that growth, that process. You just out of nowhere, bam, he's a whole different person, and that's it. That really hurt the film project. It really did. Diablo was just the potential was there. I mean, everything was there. It's just the script, the characters, I mean, well, thank you so much. Do I recommend you guys watching this film? No, I don't really recommend this film to the family. I mean, if you want to rent it, so you don't have to, you know, fork in X amount of money. What thing I could definitely say is there was, I think, what was it, 2 cuss words. There was no nudity, but there is a lot of people, a lot of body counts in this film. There's a lot of people dying. So if you want to watch, if you're into those type of films, those Western type of films, then you might like it. But if you're into real in-depth character development and you want a beautiful story to be told right before your eyes, no, this is not the movie for you. And Mr. Scott Eastwood, I just feel like, oh man, I mean, you had to work with what you had to work, okay? So, I guess next time, you know, I study the script, get with the director and kind of try to understand and see, okay, can we just make a film that has a positive message, and not just a positive message, but brings hope to the audience instead of just dooming them, especially the vets, the military vets. But yeah, you guys have a great day. Jesus is King, and I'll be seeing you later. Bye.